I mean, not a little
Here's
bit.
a beta male.
Here's what happened. You know, we began the first segment on the
Big
Supreme
pussy.
Court. They each got their 2
Voting
minutes.
for
And they
Joe
both,
Biden.
obeyed in that particular case. Then Biden started to answer a question, and the president started interrupting.
And his voice was quivering the whole time.
This is great.
Growth some cojones.
Some parallel news conferences where one candidate answers the question
You
to him,
punk.
the other candidate answers the question to him. So when the president started engaging with Biden, I thought we're going to have a real
Go work for CNN.
It became clearer and clearer over time that this was something different, and that the president was determined to try to butt in and throw Joe Biden off. You gave your statistics. I saw another Fox analysis that indicates the president interrupted either Biden's answers or my questions a total of 145 times, which is way more than 1 minute. And he bears the primary.
It's called a debate, idiot.
For what happened on Tuesday.
So
let him debate.
I'm curious about, in the moment, did you think to yourself, this is a mess, or did you think I can get this back on track?
Well, your initial thought is that the president is interrupting too often. When I'm doing Fox News Sunday, my thought is when two people are talking, you can't hear either of them. So I kept trying to.
You wouldn't let him have
to stop and let Biden
do an answer
and let them go back and forth, and then it kept escalating. So in the beginning I was cajoling, Mr. President, wait a minute, I'm going to ask a question that you.
Yeah, you were trying to help Biden. You were arguing with Trump.
And then I began being more forceful. And
it was 2-on-1. You were debating him.
I called a halt to the debate and for a moment and said, this really isn't serving America, and please stop the interruptions. And the president said,
"Who the hell are you to say? That's the president of the United States. Both of you were rude."
The interrupting, Mr. President. Biden was doing some, no question about it, but less than half as many.
You both were trying to clown the president.
The president had more volume, and you heard that more than perhaps Joe Biden?
He certainly talked louder, but he also talked more often. I mean, as I say, the Fox News analysis 145 times. The frustration here, Bill, is this, that here was my debate book, and literally hundreds of man-hours and woman-hours between me and my researcher went into.
So you kind of respect the president then.
Substantive debate, and on so many.
You respect your little tiny book better than the president.
Trump's climate and environmental policies. I was really hoping for the debate that I think America wanted to see, which was a serious exchange of views. And I felt like I had gotten together all of the ingredients. I had baked this beautiful, delicious cake. And then, frankly, the president put his foot in it. And that was frustrating for me because I tried hard to prepare for a serious debate. Much more frustrating, and more importantly, for the American people.
Yeah, of course it's more frustrating.
The debate they wanted, and that they
both of you were rude.
And I think that's a loss for the country.
Okay,
because they didn't get to hear these two guys nearly as much as I think they should have.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I've just got a few more here.
Well, there you go. You see, it's another interruption.
Counted. That's number one for Hemmer. I've been watching the fallout, and it has been hot. And a lot of that criticism has been directed toward you. Whether it's the campaigns or the media or the voters, how do you respond to them 2 days later?
Well, I've gotten a lot of praise, and I also have gotten a lot of criticism. And, I guess my answer is, hindsight's 20/20. If I had known that the debate was going to keep going this way, I guess I thought originally, as I say first, that the president was going to engage in a debate with Biden and let Biden answer so they could go back and forth.
Just fire him and John Roberts.
That was a misapprehension. Then I thought maybe the president's going to do this in the first segment, try to rattle Biden. When that didn't work, I thought...
We had enough of these fake Republicans.
And let Biden talk more, because Biden's answers weren't always great. In fact, sometimes...
Get him out of here.
If the president had stepped back and let Biden give his answers, he could have been more effective in picking them apart. And it was only, 45 minutes in that I realized what just a total mess and disservice this was to the country, and to try to stop it. Do I wish I had stepped in earlier? Yes, but as I say, hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah, the president said at one point it's 2-on-1. He felt like he was debating you and Joe Biden. Others have suggested that Joe Biden didn't answer a lot of the questions that are in that notebook right there about the filibuster and the Supreme Court. Have you gone back to look at
Well,
Tuesday night?
he answered the question, but as I say, I think the president made a mistake because
Joe Biden didn't answer any
he could come in
questions.
and prevent Joe Biden from answering or
You didn't ask him what his plans were for
He
anything.
would have been well advised, and not that he needs my advice in the next two debates.
But you probably give it to him.
I don't disagree with that. I compared.
Yeah, you guys were whispering together after the debate.
Biden was about to dive off a diving board into the pool, and the president pulled him back and kept him on dry land. Have you
Terrible, the worst moderator ever.
or will you?
Oh God, no! Oh God, no, no! It wasn't something that I wanted to revisit. I'll probably look. It took me 4 years to rewatch the Trump-Clinton debate from 2016, which I very much enjoyed. And it still took me 4 years to look at it. This is going to take a while before I watch it.
You know, Chris,
That's it. You're out.
People like you, I'm seeing a lot of clips.
sorry, but
and they remind me how awful it was.
I saw you at midnight Tuesday night. I've been looking for the opportunity to get more thought out of you because I thought it was a mess when we were in the middle of it. But listening to the clips again on Wednesday, I thought there was a lot of substance there. And frankly, there were a lot of issues out there. There was still a lot, as we say, a lot of chicken on the bone. There are questions and issues that need to be answered by both men still.
You wanted to talk over the president,
Absolutely.
try to shut him up.
Quickly,
He
I
double-teamed
thought
him.
the substance in the debate and the fact that we're still talking about what the president said or failed to say about Proud Boys is interesting. What he said about the election going to the Supreme Court.
Well, you kept asking him the same
who seemed to be
freaking questions you asked him 4 years ago, you idiot.
He was against it. As far as the rules are concerned, I certainly would like to see a more orderly debate. I'm just not sure that any of the
Dumbass. Should have came with some real questions.
About most, and that's the idea of cutting off mics. One, in this debate, they were only 6-8 feet from each other. Even if you had cut off the president's mic, I guess you would still have heard it over Biden's. And in addition, the president still would have been disrupting and distracting Biden. And secondly, we're talking about the president of the United States.
Both of you are the beta male punks.
Well, we're going to give the moderator a button to mute them. Boy, I don't want to be
You
in a
and Joe
position
Biden.
that, I'm going to interpose myself between the president and the public and say, you can't hear what he has to say now. I think that's a pretty tough spot
It's pretty
to
subjective.
put any moderator in.
Last question: Town hall next in a little less than 2 weeks. Is it different this time? The next time?
Well, if I had one piece of advice to give Steve Scully, who's going to be the moderator for that, I would
Yeah,
say,
who worked for Biden.
take the citizens, take the
He was-
real people that are going to be there and use them as a shield.
He was,
and look, maybe it'll be
Biden's
Biden,
intern.
Trump this time. If
They got pictures of them
say,
together.
Look, these are real people with real problems. Let them ask their questions and let the other person answer their questions. So I would use the fact that you're talking to real people and it's not just two politicians and a journalist as an opportunity to try to keep some order.
Thank you, Chris. Nice to see you. I got back to New York and they said, how was Cleveland? I said it was fine until the game started. You have a good day.
His voice sounds like he's going through puberty.
Chris Wallace, my colleague there.
Freaking idiot.